I wanted to ask you a little bit about your column. You write a column for Huffington Post called "What Would Sid Do?" And Sid is, of course, Siddhartha, for those who aren't familiar. And in this column, you imagine how the Buddha would respond to various situations we encounter in our modern world. And in these columns, as well as in the book, you seem to apply the Dharma teachings to some topics that might surprise some people, among them things like smoking, drinking, and sex. Let me just spin the wheel and pick one of those. Let's take smoking. How would you apply Dharma teachings to smoking, just to give us an example? These are things we don't often hear.
Sure. The first section of this book addresses a bunch of qualities of what is traditionally referred to as the four dignities. So this first section really focuses on the tiger, which is the first one we dive into. And one of the qualities of the tiger is discernment. Actually looking at your life and saying, will smoking this cigarette actually make me happy? Why am I smoking this cigarette? Is it because I'm stressed out? Is it because I'm hanging out with friends? It's a fun thing to do? What's your motivation for actually doing what you're doing? So the same thing goes for drinking. Will this shot of tequila make me happy? The same thing goes for sex. Will going home with this person make me happy? And there's no judgment in any of this. It's basically saying, for you, what makes sense for your life? Once you know that, oh, I only smoke casually because I'm with friends, and that's a fun thing, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Great, do that, If you're saying, I smoke 2 packs a day, and I realize it's affecting my health, and it's not a good lifestyle choice, cut it out, And there's basically a lot of ideas for how to do these sorts of things in the book. It's very much, Bukowski meets Buddhism. We, as you said, we have drinking, we have sex, we have smoking, we have all sorts of things. We got rock and roll. And we're saying, how do you actually relate with any of these things with your own innate wisdom? How do you tune into your innate wisdom to actually guide you through all the scenarios that we face in our daily life?
You just mentioned that you framed the discussion in the book according to the teachings, the Buddhist teachings on the four dignities, each of which is represented by an animal: the tiger, the lion, the dragon, and the Garuda. What's a Garuda, and why should I care?
That's a great question. What is a Garuda, and why would I care?
Yeah.
So a Garuda is half man, half bird. It's supposedly hatches fully formed from its shell, and then constantly soars through life, never touching on ground ever again. So why should anyone care about this? What the Garuda represents is a sense of fearlessness, really engaging your life with, in a head-on way, actually addressing the problems and the issues of society in a way that makes sense and is actually based in clear perception. And out of this, when we actually address all the scary parts of our lives, including old age or even aging, sickness, death, any sort of change, it's all very scary. So how can we address these things in a real, direct way and then sort of go through it in a way that actually is refreshing? It's a little bit like if we feel fear and we get caught up in it, and we kick and we try and spin out of it, we only create more confusion for ourselves. So if you're on the beach and you walk down and you get hit by a massive wave, what do? You could either kick against it and then get dragged out to sea, or you could dive in and come through the other side. So the path of the Garuda is very much about diving into your life, coming through these hard issues that we all face, and coming out refreshed.